Well, Bill and I have ours, but now ours is flat on the ground. That you can raise up with flowers in it. But they do that so that they can mow over them.
Well, see, Virginia Lee, whenever she got there, she had them to raise that up on that platform because it was flat with the ground, and they knocked off, chipped the corner off and everything. So it looks better now.
Oh,
I think,
yeah, it looks nice.
And she said Daddy bought that one day, one of those livestock yard things, and cattle Tulsa, and he stopped by and got that in Tulsa.
I think that Jack McCollough was buried right around this. See, there's a hill there in the middle of the cemetery, and he was buried right on the north side of that hill, Jack McCollough. And I guess Ethel was over there too, I don't know.
Melinda's baby buried right up here on that hill. They said they didn't have any more on this side, on the south side of the highway now. They've got another one over there.
Oh, they're starting a new one.
But now they bought some more. Just Daddy, he's on that last road on him and walk around her. No, he's right in front of him. On that road, the cemetery road going south and north. Well, they've bought 160 acres now all out in there, but they hadn't opened it up or sold it yet. But up there was all they had left.
Yeah, I guess Ethelson, but I remember me going out there with Bill's nephew riding out there. Oh, Bill took his dad and them.
See what you did think. I've probably seen it, but I, didn't. I know I've seen their grave before, but I didn't remember where it was. I hope we're not boring Uncle Bill.
He's just going to rest and he won't talk much anyway. Bill's not much. He was going to clean up his lawnmower. I don't think he ever done there or not. He's going to do that. See, that's one thing Billy's like Howard about that, all he's doing for people, thinking about people. Really, he's one of their friends.
Where in fact is he playing his business?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the Jeannie's mother and dad went over to see this Rusty that always helped Billy so much with his bees and everything, and she went home and called and called Billy and said, Rusty don't look good. And it's about 9 o'clock at night, and he put on his clothes and went 27 miles over there to see about Rusty. Put him in the hospital, and he had cancer and didn't last very long. Billy, he said he's just another daddy to him. He was so good to help him.
What about this one?
What does she mean here?
Nothing.
Oh, yeah? I don't know.
This is Trogdon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Says, what does she mean if I want to take pictures of John Monroe when he was 21 years old? The cousin. Oh, I know what she means.
Take your picture to show her.
Oh, I
Who
see
wrote
what she
this
means.
about Howard?
Melinda.
That's so sweet.
Oh, Melinda was coming down here. She said, what'd you say about that different people comes in and tells about Daddy helping them out?
Yeah.
When they're young.
Carolyn, when Billy got in the hospital with that open heart surgery, he was in intensive care and you can't give him flowers, And then when he got out into the room why, and he had this cardiac arrest, and he had to go back in intensive care, so they couldn't put his flowers in there, and he took his pickup to take them home. And then, when he come back and got out of the room again, well, they just piled flowers. Even the nurses at the station was full of his flowers. Never seen so many. And then the last day I saw him, had a shopping bag, it's bigger than that, but it was full of packages, and he was to open one every day.
Well,
Different. I thought it was real cute.
Now, different ones, I know that, you know, we knew that Daddy helped even that, you know, after I gotten older, we think, well, those buns.
It didn't do that for me.
Yeah, and you go ahead and help them and
they didn't appreciate it.
Ask her if that in Grandpa and next to that crock pot.
she wants to know if that's Grandpa's next to that crock pot.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I'll get my glasses for sure. I know it is.
Here's a magnifying glass too.
Yeah, that's him. And that's Dad next to him, your grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
That's Howard, and that's your grandpa.
You might ought to write that. Isn't that cute?
This Vern's little rear right there.
Who is that?
This
Look
one,
at
with
that.
little rear, that's Vern with his little rear back there. And
That's
this
cute.
is Torrance sitting up here. I don't know who, that's one Uncle Walters, that's one of his kids, and this is one. And I think this one is one of the Jack, and this is the John, Jack and John, these two are. Those in the middle, I don't know, but I know this is Howard, and this is Dad, and this is Torrance, and this is Vern. When Dad slim there after he had pneumonia, he sure got this big stomach, but Dad was slim clear up until he had the pneumonia, and after that he just ballooned out.
I'll write down how many pictures we took too to leave with you, you know, the number of pictures we took.
Oh, okay.
You know what we could have done?
Mm-mm.
Wrote a number underneath where it went and then wrote it on the back of the picture and helped us all.
I'll find it.
She said she'd find it. That would be a good idea.
See, that's why they're all down here. I can't go upstairs anymore, so I just had Bill, I went up there and picked out what I wanted, and I just had him to bring them down.
Mhm.
I still haven't found that in the boys, and if I do go,
Did you wanna look at
yeah,
that,
I
Bill?
haven't looked at any of that stuff he's told me.
I probably got that kinda mixed up. You want me to turn mine off?
No, but I was thinking, looking to see when we could eat.
Are you getting,
I'm not hungry, but I got ham to make sandwiches, and I got up this morning, did you ever eat a buttermilk pie?
no?
Made a
Never even
buttermilk
heard of
pie. It was
I
real
don't
good.
believe I've heard of it either.
Yeah, I've got a Baptist book, I got it from some Baptist church, and it's got the best old recipes, and this is in there. If you ever eat a chest pie when you go to the cafeteria, it tastes kind of like that.
But it
He
tells,
got a certificate of disability.
did you see why?
No, I haven't got that for yet.
See, when Daddy was sick, they asked him, said that he had inherited this. You know, Bronco. You know, and Grandpa had it. And then he had it, that's why he got all service.
Do you have this one?
Well, this won't tell it there, does it, Dorothy? Else I haven't.
Do you? Think, okay.
Until the ears age or 18 inches high, until I did it. Hair and complexion, and this,
He probably had those blue eyes like y'all.
yeah.
Now, see, to me, your eyes look like Daddy's, they look like Grandpa's.
Yeah,
Same color, shape, and
when I went to get some glasses, when I was young, and I was in high school, I think I got my glasses. That feller, I sure hate to cover up them eyes.
have you already copied all in here?
In that chair.
Oh, in the chair.
this, he's born in Randolph, North Carolina?
Mhm.
Age 25.
Well, you didn't read that W.F. Trogdon. You don't remember reading it in that Trogdon book about him? And he had his picture, and he had this mansion that now the Catholic order has. it,
Yeah,
and
I
it had
read that.
Did you read all about him?
Yeah.
How he wanted his tombstone, and they told how deep to bury him, and how big the tombstone was, and he wanted to cover on it so many inches thick, and the size of it. Did you read all that? Remember that?
I don't remember
It
it
was
all.
funny, cause you know, and then he give all this money to those churches, and they're supposed to have a certain size of picture hanging in each church, and announce on that day every year that, you know, he'd give money to that church, and if they didn't, then, you know, they quit getting it. I thought it was kinda funny, yeah, I mean, it's kinda hilarious.
Yeah. You know, that's
Yeah.
kind of what our grandkids, so.
Mom, did you see that?
No, I didn't notice that. Well,
that
that
how
looks
you
just
remember
like
it?
him,
You
yeah,
love it?
yeah.
Uh,
Grandpa, Johnny.
Us,
Asleep.
JB's kids, everyone wanted, when they found out we had our lots already bought and everything, wanted to go to that cemetery and see where it was. 'Cause see, they don't know whether they'd be able to come when we're not, and they said, well, we'll know where Grandpa and Grandma was put out there, and it's a big cemetery, and it gets bigger all the time, like you said, they just keep buying and getting bigger all the time. But,
That even looks like him, doesn't it, from the back side?
Who is it?
Grandpa.
You do look like your mother. I think.
yeah, that's when he's here, Carolyn.
I thought
He
it
had-
looked like your back.
Yeah, he had a cot out there, you know, he had to have a cot. Yeah, that's it.
Did you see this one? That's JD hanging on the clothesline
Oh,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah, Mama thought that was real. And she out under him 'cause
Yeah.
she's scared to death he'd fall.
That's funny.
But he is hanging on, huh?
Yeah. He was really a stout little kid.
He was really just hanging there?
Yeah, he's hanging by his own little hands. And you know,
That's
clothesline's not very big.
cute.
He was so tiny when he went to walk and people, I'd take him down the street, they'd say, look at that little thing walking. And that's why, Loretta's little girl, the one you saw, is 10 months old, and she's just going everywhere. And independent.
Well, it does look funny when they're that young walking, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Have you got one like this one? Of all of them?
Mm-hmm.
Is Grandpa and that sad or that one? They look like they might be his relatives.
I've never seen what reason he's discharged, Carolyn. Where does it say that at?
Possibly, yeah, 'cause he had a, you know, he had a fruit made like out of that.
Stripes.
Uh-huh.
I'll sure have to tell Debbie you've got all this. You've never
Yeah.
read it.
Well, she's gonna leave you a copy of that. She's
Yeah,
gonna copy.
I'll
see,
copy
she-
all that for you.
All this stuff, well, he'll, but I want to, I haven't found yet
Lawrence,
what he was discharged with.
I'll ask her.
Something, that's holding the baby, and then it's got,
Bruce Housley and,
but it's missing a name, so you ask her if that's Grandpa and it.
would this be Daddy right there with them striped breeches on?
No, that's, Bruce Housley.
Oh, okay.
That's Torrance. Bruce, this is your daddy right here.
On the end?
No, in the middle.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
one we meant,
oh.
wasn't it?
Yeah, that's him in the middle with the cap on, then that's Lawrence, and that's Vern, and that's JB, the baby is.
Well,
Vern's in
okay.
there?
Huh?
Vern's in there?
Yeah, this little boy, this little guy, there's Vern.
Well.
There. And that's Lawrence, and that's Howard, and this is, Bruce Housley, and this is Torrance, and that's JB.
Well, I'll try. So
That's Vern.
That's JB.
Yeah.
That's Daddy.
Uh-huh.
Bruce
Who's-
Housley.
who's the
Who'd you say on the
Housley?
end again?
Torrance, I guess.
Torrance.
He
Oh,
looks just
yeah,
like
he looks,
Grandpa.
or he looks, Mother always saying Philip. She thought
Yeah,
he was
Philip
like-
did too,
Yeah.
he's gained weight, and he sure looks short,
Who?
Trogdon does.
Philip?
Cause you ain't never did have a
No, he
neck
was
anyway.
short, yeah. He's
And,
like me.
he-
Everybody cuts my hair fuzzes about my short neck.
And who's holding JB again?
Lawrence.
Lawrence. Well, yeah, it looks like him now.
I'm gonna get him fixing something to eat and so.
Well, we'll do it if you'll.
I'll get the stuff, we'll just get it, and Bill's got the card table up.
Get the centuries off our hands.
When the kids came on, we had our reunion, you know, well, we had this in the dining room. And she was.
More funny sounds like he did.
But that means woman I ever saw in my life.
Well, what'd she do?
I don't know. Only she could out-cuss anybody you ever saw. And one time they came down to our house and it was Halloween. It was Halloween. Well, the kids had it in for us pretty bad, you know. Well, what it was, they had it in for my kids. You know how kids do.
Yeah.
So they was gonna
Who looked at this one? Yeah.
bombard our house that night. And, and Ida and Clay was there.
I know that one forever. Who that is.
Yeah,
They
that's Ron and,
are so cute.
yeah, they was. Anyway, they started bombarding our house with these hard melons, little hard melons, you know. Well, Bill and Clay went out to, you know, and she couldn't ever keep her nose out of things, so she went out our front door. And when she did, some kid hit her with one of those melons. And she just flew into cussing them and calling them everything. So those kids said, come on, said, let's go. I believe we've got the wrong house. They knew we didn't talk to anybody.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, she could really cuss. And Christine has a hard time keeping from it now because she's raised with that stuff. Miss Pam on the little, she doesn't care, I guess, whether it's a little boy or a little girl.
I don't think she does. I think she's so miserable, but
Just be anything.
she isn't that big, really, is she? She said, it hurts so bad down in the.
And it gets to bearing down on you so much, you see. But
No.
Billy was such a big kid. Golly, he was a big kid. See,
Uh-huh.
when Billy was born, he couldn't wear JB's little cap that we had made him. And he couldn't get it on his head. His head was he never could wear booties because his feet were so big, he'd stick his toes out through the cracks. He was a big boy. JB was little, but Billy was a big boy, just always has been a big boy.
Several of them in the family I know has had that shape of a head like Billy's. And I guess I think mine's kind of broad up there too.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
back of Billy's head is just exactly like Torrance, my brother Torrance's head. One time we came in from Douglas when we was working out there, and Billy was up there. It got a pretty shaped back head, you know, it's real pretty, you know. I told Dad, Billy's back was to us, and I said, who does that make you think of? Just like Torrance. Just so much like him.
Whenever Pam was doing this beauty operator, and all change started going to her, was that other place I'd sit 3 and 4 hours, and I'd get so tired, I just hate going to beauty shop. But anyway, well, I went to her and she said, you have a head shaped just like Pam's. You know, when she went to cut it.
Yeah. Gee, I like your haircut. I just, this girl, I cut mine, well, I got mine cut Thursday. But Carolyn, mine like to all come out. It just fell out with the handful, it's coming back in, she said.
What do you reckon caused that? Your medicine or?
I blame Bill, I don't know if it's, but see, I was told that my hair was trouble, and the lady said the doctor told her to get vitamins with zinc in them. And that's what I've been taking for several years, and then Bill made a mistake and got them and they didn't have the zinc in them, and I think that it just let my hair start coming out. Well, I got back on them again, and now it's coming back, and she said, yeah, your hair's doing good. But what it is turning dark, and my hair used to be snow white, and look, it's just dark.
Yeah, it looks good.
And I don't know, see how, look how black it's getting down there. Well, I
Isn't
said,
that something if it
Kathy,
would turn?
I wrote Billy, and I said, son, wouldn't that be something if I turn out with black curly hair?
That would be, wouldn't
I
it?
asked Kathy, I said, Kathy, what do you reckon's making it do that? I don't put anything on it. I put white ink on it, but that's supposed to make it look whiter. Melinda, make a copy of those twins. Take home, show it to your grandma.
Okay. So y'all went to Lee Miller's, his last birthday, or Lawrence did?
I don't think I didn't.
No, I don't see your picture here. It's
Lawrence.
Lawrence and
You know how Lee was, he just walked in, he's home. And all this got still at Lawrence's kids. He wasn't Lawrence, not Lawrence's kids, but Bobby's kids. Bobby's kids. They came home one day and Lee was just sitting in there with his eye,
Oh.
They had more idea than Jackrabbit who he was, And they just tell him that, and I got particular uncle, that's just the way he was. They came through here when him and Goldie was going to California, his first wife. And the kids, they'd been out on the farm, never been where there's running water, and I went in there, and man, alive, they was having a ball, and they had the laboratory full, and it was going all over the floor. And Goldie just called them little old ignorant kids and all that kind of stuff, just mopping it up. But they was having a ball, all that nice water.
Okay, James Pendergrass, now what is he doing now? He's got his cadet here. Is he in the Air Force?
Who now?
James Pendergrass, Billy's
Oh, that's Billy's stepson.
Mhm.
No, he's a National Guard.
National Guard. Is he making a career of it, or?
I don't know. He's trying to get a degree. He's working hard to get his degree. No, he don't aim to do that. He wants to be in, he is a mathematician. He wants to be in, whatever it is, takes a lot of math. He's studying computer and all that kind of stuff in college. Pretty hard, Billy said, but he's making good grades, but Jeannie says he's having a harder time this year because they're getting harder, But he stays with Billy, he lives with Billy, and Billy said, I don't know what I'd do without him, because Billy's got where he can't mow the lawn, he can't do nothing. He just tells Chris, and he don't grumble, he don't do nothing, he just goes and does it.
This Arnie Trogdon's son.
That's Uncle Raleigh's son.
Oh.
And he came through here one time before I went to see ours. And I've got a picture somewhere, I don't know if you ever run across it or not, and him and his family, came down to ours, and he said, I came through Oklahoma City, but I couldn't remember who you married.
Oh. Do you, here's one of Vincent's wife, Ruth Miller, do you ever hear of her
No,
now?
I guess she still is. She's not very well, I understand, but I haven't.
It really bothered Clara that she didn't get to see Vincent after flying out there to his funeral.
Yeah. She didn't get to see his corpse? How come? Ruth wouldn't let him?
She said she knew she was coming, but did they have him cremated? Was that what it was?
Oh,
Or
she
she just
surprised.
wouldn't
Wouldn't let him see him.
I know she didn't get to see him. She was real upset.
Well, you know, Ruth was a funny person. I mean, you and Gerald. Well, I'll just buy an album
Well,
and put
I'll
it in
say-
it just like,
Uncle Roy, he looks just like some of them grandsons of his. Look here, Melinda, down there,
I saw
LD and them,
see, I never did see any of those.
looks
Cute.
just like them.
But did I tell you, when we went to see Uncle Roy, Bill took me to see Uncle Roy?
Yeah.
Down there in town where he lived, they didn't anybody know where Roy Trogdon lived. And we just drove down the highway a little ways and there's Roy Trogdon's mailbox. So we just turned down toward there and we had a new car so the leaves and things so bad limbs, Bill got out and pulled the limbs and let me go through there. So we got up where the spring was. Was you ever where
Yeah,
where the one there sat a lady over there, and Bill said, go over there and ask her if she knows where Roy Trogdon lives. And so when we got over there, she said, well, I'm Dan's wife. So we just pulled out across over there and stopped, and I said, hello, Uncle Roy. And he said, good Lord, John's oldest girl. He hadn't seen me since I was a little old kid.
He knew who everybody
He knew
was.
who I was, yeah.
He,
John's oldest girl. And we had Bill and JB with us, and they had to sleep in the bedroom where there was peas. They'd pull the peas and put in there.
oh, yeah. They
But it-
had something in there when we were down there too, but I can't remember if it.
Well, they pull up the peas and beans, and they just had this scared of buggy. They haven't forgot that.
I can't remember what they had.
Ours
They had
tells about
something.
Torrance going down there, and she tells that yet. She just died laughing, said she was awful disappointed because she didn't get to go.
Yeah, is that the McCollough?
That's right, honey. Yeah, this is Dad's folks, and his niece is supposed to send us a copy of who these all are, because they said this was Bill's mother, and we can't hardly believe that it is. Bill's mother is a little tiny woman. And she's supposed to send me a copy of who's where. I just made that the best I could. But
Well, this is good, isn't it?
yeah, really, yeah. His niece sent us that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any pictures of Bill's folks at all, but of course we got that one of him and his mother that you had fixed for us. That was our picture.
Oh, I thought that turned out real good
It
too.
did. I wonder if Oma ever got hers.
I don't know, she never did send you the negative?
No, she hasn't sent me nothing.
Well, see, I told her when she got through with it, be sure and send you that negative, because you know, you all might, you know, down the road, some of the grandkids,
Yeah.
something like that might would like to have one.
No, she never sent me anything.
Mhm.
You know, I have a time, you have, now, sending back stuff, you know.
Yeah.
You have a hard time, they just kind of forget it or something, because I write a lot and keep up with my family, but some of them don't, you know, they just don't do it.
Like
And
me.
Oma's this one, she call occasionally. You have always been good, though.
Got
Best-
real bad about
Best
writing.
one down at Pryor, you know, to keep up with me. I mean, I keep up, Vern calls occasionally,
Mhm.
but not often. I called him last time.
I kept thinking I'd call him, and I hadn't talked to him since, you know, December, there, last December, and I keep thinking I would, and, well, you know, they sleep in the afternoon, and then gets up early, and usually he'll go down and then at night they go to bed early. Well, when I'd think of it, they're sleeping probably, or he's already gone to bed by now, so I would never call, you know. So I just dropped by the other evening. Joyce, she just looked like she was going to sleep any minute, but it was just a little bit after noon.
Well,
And-
Lawrence said that he called down there, and he said Joyce seemed like she had a hard time even realizing who he was. Made him feel kind of worried.
Well, she looks sick to me, really, she does. And she'd sit there and she just, like that, you know, like she was.
Well,
about
he
half
said,
sick or
he
something.
said, Joyce just acted like she couldn't figure out who I was.
Well, he said she'd been sleeping till about 11 o'clock in the morning. And she said, well, I got up at 10 this morning.
Reckon she's taking some kind of dope to sleep. I don't think I could ever do that. I was up at 5 something this morning. I go to bed about 9:15, but I get up.
But, you know, she just, in her eyes and everything, she didn't look alert at all, you know. But anyway, well, you know, she gained that weight that time, you know, back in the winter and was sick. They never did find out what was wrong. They gave her water food and got rid of the 20-some pounds, you know, all at once. And
Left her drained, I guess.
uh-huh.
Well,
Did you copy this picture? Did you copy this from Uncle Roy?
I was just looking if I could get to copy them now.
Okay. You know, Karen looks like Gilly when she was a baby.
she
doesn't
still does. He says she's just like me. Mother, I've never seen anybody in my life much like you as she is. He said she'll try anything. But I'll tell you one, she's always, well, it's because her mother was like she was. She
Yeah,
had to take care
yeah.
of herself. And you know what, when we took her out there to put her on the airliner, why, she walked up, she bought her own ticket, she told them where she was going, so we didn't have to do nothing. And this little kid, didn't never have to.
But even when she was a baby, that looks, you know, that little
Yeah,
nose and
yeah.
everything looks like Billy does.
Yeah, she does. See, that's like she did.
Mine looks that, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, she's still here. But he says she just like me.
Well, is it your teeth or something? Some of those pictures just doesn't look like you.
Well, I don't think I've ever had it made without my teeth. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever had a picture made without my teeth.
Well, where does Darlene live from? Does she live very far from the rest of
Yeah,
them?
she does. Lives quite a ways down. She lives down to Los Angeles, see, out kind of east of Los Angeles. JB was there a while back, just a little while back. He was there in Los Angeles, and he went out and saw him. So she has a beautiful home. She always has had a beautiful home. That's God.
Yeah, even when she lived in Tulsa.
Yeah, and then and up there in San Francisco, we went to see her. Beautiful home she's had, but now the one she's got now, I guess, is bigger. But anyway, Lucille's telling us the other day she got her, I believe, real estate license. I think
Oh,
she
she
said.
did.
And said she had to take it 3 times. And she finally made it the last time, and she said, she went home, she told Russell, she said, now I'm telling you, you can throw your receipts around, your certificates around if you want to, but I'm framing mine.
Well, is that what he does? Real estate?
Real
or
estate, I
insurance?
guess. See,
Yeah, he's in insurance.
Well, maybe it is
in
insurance.
Tulsa, so I
Anyhow,
didn't-
see me like it's real estate because that's why they buy these new homes and move, you know, and get into these big fancy homes. But I may be wrong.
Well, I mean, he probably has changed, but now, you know, real estate be better.
But he
as
makes,
far as
it makes an
insurance.
awful lot of money, I know that.
Mhm. Well, what
But
about,
her daughter still lives with her and her little boy.
oh, she,
She has,
her daughter has been married and got a little
no,
boy?
she didn't get married, but she
Oh.
got a little boy.
Is it the one that was adopted, he was talking about, or the other one?
Yeah, the adopted girl. The girl's adopted, the boy's theirs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the boy is their boy,
Mhm.
but the girl is the adopted girl. Oh, those kids, one time they were here, he came here for a meeting and she called me. And I got all fixed up and went way out on northwest part of town to the motel where they're staying, she said. And I found the room they was in, but they wasn't there. But you could look in and so I went over there where they was eating. And those cotton-picking kids was up on the table, they just,
Lining up.
oh, and there's nothing like it. And Darlene, she didn't order her nothing, 'cause she knew she was gonna have to eat what they left. That's what she done.
I think you were when
Yeah,
you
I
went
did.
this one.
And when we got back to the motel, it just toys everywhere and stuff everywhere. And they just tearing up. Jack and Russell came in and he said, I said, you sit down over there. You sit down over there. Boy, they minded them. She couldn't do a thing with them. Nothing.
Is it that some women just can't say no to their kids?
Yeah. She just couldn't do a thing with those kids, but I tell you, he set them down.
Listen, why don't you go lay down for a little
No,
bit?
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm doing fine. I'm not
Are
hurt.
you sure?
Yeah,
We
I'm
sure
sure.
don't want you getting sick.
I'm not going to get sick. I get up around here, and I just can't always stay out of the yard, and I'll get out there, here's what gets me, see. Here's some weeds. I'll scoop over and down, pull them, and things like that, and then I have to pay for it. And I have to be, it's what I do, it's what hurts me. As long as I stay off my feet, I do pretty good, but I can't hardly just not do it when we're just around there ourselves. I'll water the flowers, and I'll do this, and I'll do that.
I'm gonna go to the restroom.
No.
That's long here. Are you doing okay, Uncle Bill?
Yeah, I got one. I guess I did.
Where do you work, hon?
It's a rock quarry,
Rock quarry. Where, is it out
a prior.
in Pryor or
Or
out?
it's almost out there by Boatman, about halfway,
Is it?
about 2-3 miles from Boatman.
It's pretty open there.
Well, you know where Lindsay May's Bridge is? Doing that bridge
Is that when you cut across and going to
to Locust.
Locust,
Yeah,
cut
the back
through the
way,
back
yeah.
way? Yeah, I've
It's
been that
probably
way a lot of
about-
ways.
About 2 miles straight north of there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was baptized not very far from there on the river.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. See, I was baptized in the Free Will Baptist Church, see. But when I went into the fundamental church, they wouldn't accept my baptism.
Oh, really?
So I told them, I said, well, I'll tell you what, I was baptized in the river, meant everything to me, and you'll never change that, but if you want to duck me, go ahead. And that's what I done.
Yeah.
I think when your baptism means that much to you, I don't care what you belong to.
Well, yeah.
You don't get
for the Lord,
baptized
so-
to go in a certain church.
Right.
Yeah, we had we had two places. The girls went one place in the cornfield to change clothes, and the boys went in another. And the boys, I forgot, they had white shirts and dark pants, and us girls had white midi suits.
Yeah.
I wish we'd had pictures of things
Yeah,
like
it'd be
that, but you
nice.
know, we didn't even own a camera.
Yeah.
I was telling her I was baptized pretty close to that bridge where you cut across
Lindsay
going
May's Bridge.
to Hogan, you
Oh,
know.
really?
Yeah.
Well,
We used to live right down, there's about 15 of us baptized down there one Sunday. We changed clothes in the cornfield. Girls had one
Well.
section, the boys had another, you know.
well.
I was telling her then, that was then Free Will Baptist Church. Well, when I went into this fundamental Baptist church, they wouldn't accept my baptism. I had one they put it over. And I told,
There, baby, it's not there.
I told Melinda that I told them that my baptism meant everything to me. If they want to duck me again, just go to it.
Oh.
But I felt like that one was what was important. But she didn't.
And
Did. That's our surprise, isn't it?
mm-hmm.
Kevin, that's cute. You know, tell that Kevin, that's his birthday. Oh, she tells one on him, she said that. She called over there, that's when they lived in Leveland. She called, no, Seagrave, she called over there and Kevin answered. And he, when they was there with him first thing, he says, hang up, Aunt Iris, I'm missing the Lucy show.
He didn't want to laugh that, did he?
No, she just laughed
That's
at me.
funny.
Hang up, Aunt Iris. Where does she want this?
I'll put it over here.
Yeah, that was too bad we lost Lucy, but I like Kevin, I like Lucy's show.
Yeah, she was really, no one liked her.
I thought her first husband was the cutest thing in the world, though, didn't you?
Yeah,
I really liked him.
couldn't see why they separated, just like you say.
Well, they separated just because he wouldn't quit womanizing and drinking. And she just couldn't go for that.
Well, I don't blame her, do you?
No, but she, you know, she stuck with him. She said she loved him till he died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
I read that just the other day.
Ronnie just doesn't know why Darlene did what she did, does he?
No, he's so tore up, and he still is tore up.
She had everything going for her, didn't
She
she?
sure did. Someday she's gonna realize what she's, cause she's got a boyfriend, see, that what he did, he getting divorced, he gave his wife the home, car, and half of his salary. So she's not gonna come out with very much. But ours thinks that he thought, and Darlene too, that Ron would get a lot of money. And,
That was all in that one.
and she's really, she says that Darlene may have her and
It's from here.
her and Dave audited, and she said, they can't, we didn't get anything on us, but that's a big rigmarole to go through. And so
I'm gonna lay that there so she runs this through.
she sure, I hate. Last time she's here, see, she came to Lawton, and she rented a car, and she came up here. And she came in here, she's an hour and a half late for dinner, you know that's what it does to you. Everything is ruined. And she just kind of picked over. But when she came in the door, the telephone was ringing, and the office woman, and everything. She had a little bouquet of flowers, but she never hardly got to talk a bit, just kind of picked over the food, and then she left and went over to Dana's.
Over where?
Dana's,
Oh,
Jerry's
uh-huh.
daughter. And so I just,
Mind your way.
No, you put the paper in the right.
You know, that Medicare turned out like Billy said it would, didn't it?
this exactly. Yeah, I read an article last night that a letter he wrote, it's in, in my book, and he wrote, said that they wouldn't listen to him, what he's telling them, so now they don't have any doctors. They got I think a Mexican or something, ours was clear, that's Lubbock. But see, he told them that these old people are not able when they get sick to go to Lubbock.
That's right.
That's how come they like to drafted him, you know, I don't know if you knew that or
Yeah.
not. And he just told them, see, that the man that, I think he was the governor or the head guy, he is raised in West Texas and he knew the situation. You know, you take an Easterner, he don't know nothing about West
Right.
Texas and anything about it. So Billy told him, if you'll send me overseas to take care of those boys that's injured, I'll go. But I'm not going down here to well, he told me, place to examine perfectly normal boys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going down there. And he told him, and so he told Billy then, he said, I'm letting the ink get dry on your discharge papers. Send it to him.
Oh, really?
What's that, Carolyn? Is that my
This is
picture?
your pictures,
Have you got any of them?
Uh-uh.
Let me see, what's that? I'm tacky, aren't they?
No.
Are these all alike? Cut you off the top ones.
Okay, well, thank you.
Okay, any in those? Or you got the photos?
I'll get you
I've
some.
seen the scissors somewhere a while ago.
They're in one of them drawers over there.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I got
I'll
enough for
cut
you,
'em.
you and the three
And the
girls. You
girl.
got 3 girls, haven't you? We'll
Yeah,
cut
but-
another one down.
Okay. You was talking about the girls, you know, that they married. That's why I guess Bruce hasn't got married yet. We're always against the one he goes with, you know, afraid he'll.
Make a mess, get in
Yeah.
trouble. Well, Karen has had some nice friends, but they were all they wasn't interested. The last one she had, Steve was real nice, and I liked him. But he was interested in hotel management and all that kind of stuff, and he just never did say anything about getting married. So then he got a job in Houston managing a hotel and just moved off. And then next month he's married.
Goodness.
Oh.
Yeah, and come back up there and married a girl right there in the hotel where they was working together.
Well.
So she was pretty put out. But he was Greek. His grandpa never did approve of him being a Greek.
Bruce, the ones he went with, you know, okay, I guess. Oh, he went with this one. He goes with them like 2 or 3 years, so he wears them down. They flew with him and move on, I guess.
Well, he had a cute girl when we was there. That time that little girl went out to the hayfield to help him, I think. They was going to go out.
What's
went
her
out-
name, Teresa?
I don't know, but anyhow, she came by and way they left to go out hayfield or somewhere to help him. I thought she was cute.
He shouldn't have let that Teresa go, should he, Melinda?
I know. They've got
Well,
continually work.
You know,
She wasn't.
she
There wasn't
was-
nothing wrong with her.
Carolyn.
She's married to a doctor now.
Yeah.
Carolyn,
She did best
Carol,
for
the
herself.
son, had a girl named Debbie that they really liked. And he dumped her and left, and he's down in Houston now. And I got a letter from Carol says, we still help her. JB helps her do whatever she's got to do and everything. Said we think he messed up when he dumped her. But you can't always tell him that.
Uh-huh. Well, she wanted Bruce to get married in September, and he wanted to wait till February.
Well, you know, you can't push them. They got to know that. That's what I told
And-
Karen about this fella. Don't push him. He's 34 years old, and he's not going to be
Uh-huh.
pushed.
Because that's what Bruce said. Get to push me. He'll say that, won't he? Get to pushing me. I'm not going to take that.
Well,
You
if
gotta
he got
give too,
if he
you know,
got
but-
pushed, then he'd be pushed from now on.
Yeah. But that's why the one now, she's so pushy, not for last. And they've been dating about 2 years.
She says it, sure don't seem like it to me.
Well, I didn't think they had either, but that's what she told me too, that 2 years.
I think maybe a year and a half,
But anyway, she says,
maybe.
she hints to him in front of me and everything. Night before last, he said, well, I'm gonna have to do something about her this summer.
So she's gonna get a second,
Because
huh?
he's got where he just takes her out once a week, and she gets mad, she calls him, well, she wanted to date him when he was dating another girl anyway. She's always wanted to date him. Well, finally, his sister listened it.
Yeah.
Said, why don't you?
Why don't
Just
you?
once. And whenever he did, she has this, boy, she just latched on. You know, and she calls him, and he doesn't like that. But anyway, she'll call him, and, you know, he does work till, maybe that isn't an excuse either, but he'll work till like 9 o'clock at night in the shop, you know, after he gets back. Comes home, and he's tired because he is doing heavy work and everything. You know, you are tired. She
Yeah,
wants
but
to
he
sit and-
really wanted to.
Yeah, if he really wanted to, he'd talk to her, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He'll talk to her a little bit. He said, Lori, I've really got to go. I gotta get some sleep so I can get morning work. Anyway, and he'll say, she sits there and she'll say, all right, that's why you want to treat me and all this kind of stuff. You know?
Yeah.
And, she'll come out there and she'll say, well, so-and-so come to the bank and they have me.
Have you got a ring?
Yeah, that's what she'll do. You know, she'll hold her hand up and look at it.
I told Karen, I just kept telling her about this fella that she's dating now. He belongs to the same aerobatic
You get
club,
that one?
same aerobatic club that she does, and so they got a lot coming, you
Mhm.
know. And I said, they's all ganged up. Billy said he saw him, never paid attention to him, but they're all ganging up, talking, and he disappeared. So later, he hunted her up. And she said, how come you just walked off? He said, oh, I just thought an old clod like me didn't have a chance. Well, he's the one she had for.
No, that one, she was going to school when he was dating her. He wanted her to finish her schooling. He said he finished his, and he wanted her to finish hers. Well, she wanted to get married in September, and he wanted to wait till February when he sold his cows. Usually they sell their calves, you know, in October, but you know, the market has changed, the weather has changed, everything changed topsy-turvy the last 5 years, you know,
Oh, yeah.
in farming and everything. So if they waited until February to sell his calves, he got a better price for them, so that's what he's wanting to do. And, she gave him a date in September. He didn't get married by,
Just forget it, you know.
yeah, 18th, I think it was, of September. That was gonna be it. And you know, when it come, he didn't think she would do it, I don't think. She told him that was it. And then he was being
She
stubborn,
was
and he
gonna
said,
rule him, and you know, she was better than that. I don't know.
So-
I just told Karen, I said, Karen, maybe you'll get a ring, for graduation. So we'll wait and see, you know. Well, I don't know, Grandma. What she's more interested in right now is getting that graduation ring.
Yeah.
And she's working to get that.
Mhm.
And Billy and we're all helping her. She said, I want a nice one because it's something I'll have from now on. So she's worrying more about that than she is an engagement ring.
Did you
He
say-
may not though. He's 34 years old. He's not going to goof off.
No, they
But
know
she's
what
not
they
dumb
want.
either. She's
Uh-huh.
27. And what Karen is really interested in is getting a good job, getting settled down, and everything like that. And thing is, they wanted somebody out there where he's working. And he called her up and told her, and she said, oh, bring me a resume. And he said, I've done got it. But she didn't get it. The reason she didn't get it was because they told her that if there was anybody inside the company, that's who they would hire.
Oh, yeah.
And that's who they hired. She didn't get that. So now she's got, what she's been doing, and she liked it, only it's not anything substantial, but she kept it that way because of riding the, airplanes. She needed weekends off, you know, to do it. And this is like Kelly Girl, you know, where only she works in the offices, you know, here and there and everywhere. And she worked maybe a month in one office or 2 weeks in another office. And she said that was just fine because she didn't want to work Fridays and go to these things. She could, but now that she wants something that she's got a future in.
Yeah.
So I don't know what she's going to try to do.
Did you say you had some more upstairs that we could go look at?
There's a whole a whole bunch up there.
Okay, if you don't care, we'll go ahead
And just leave them up there if you want, unless you want to copy them, bring them down.
Okay.
We could look at them both.
There he
There
comes.
it is.
That's upside down now.
Now this is Billy, right?
That's him in that airplane.
Now, he built that airplane.
He built it.
Yeah, he wrecked it, seen you
Dad,
tore
haven't
it.
got, turn on don't they have some tape, the sound? Turn the
Yeah,
sound
you
on.
hear some sound.
Yeah, the sound's on.
He wrecked it and then he just tore it all to pieces.
Turn it up a little better. Here it comes.
You go ahead and sit down, Uncle Bill.
He got a big engine, huh?
You wanna go ahead and sit down?
Oh, yeah. He got a 160 horsepower motor in that little plane that really does hang.
We think that's why he missed his backup on this last
Yeah.
air show.
We think that's what happened.
He went down there to Dallas in the air show, and Joanne says, he done these hammerheads. Now, I don't know what a hammerhead
Well,
is.
just go straight up before you go and then it turn over.
Yeah, I
right
said,
back
that's
down.
probably what messed up his back.
He gonna show it on there.
Did he do some on this one?
Yeah. You know, one place you just go straight up, it's almost stalled, and then it turn and come back down.
Does this take the sound in it?
Well, did
That's what-
JB ever like doing this
He
stuff?
never did do stunts up. He just flew.
He has hard on his back swinging upside down.
We've been in saw it twice. We sent it back there.
That, see, Kevin rides the inside of an airplane when it turns over.
This is where he does it.
Is this the hammerhead?
No, that's not one.
Bruce the boys like this.
Okay, now watch it. No, he don't go straight up that time either. There you go. No, that's not it either. This may be it. That's it. That's it. See him going straight up. Now watch him turn over. There he comes. Come back down.
No wonder his back would tear up.
Yeah, we like running. He said that last trip to Dallas running. But he loves that plane. But now that's the plane that Karen's gonna fly when he does it.
fell pretty plain from shit in the land. Here we are.
This is supposed to be fun, remember?
Supposed to be fun. Val flew when he was out there the other day.
Last time I seen it, didn't have nothing on it but the frame. Didn't have nothing.
Didn't have the,
More than no more than nothing.
oh, really?
Didn't have nothing on it, just the frame. Didn't have the wings, the tail, nothing, just a straight body.
Well, how did he wreck it? Was,
He just built it, but man, that.
no, I mean, how did he wreck it? I mean,
He's coming
did he-
in from a
Oh, well, he's been,
stunt plane in, stunt
he's
trip.
been to another air show, and we come in to land,
Well, I'm thinking, you know, I got first
Hey,
So
to
that's
this,
his voice, listen.
I'll tell you about
this
it.
I don't have to take off to get out. Preferably I don't take it off.
See that prop on the front cost $1,400. See that prop? Copper?
That's why Karen better marry a guy, she better like airplanes, she's gonna marry a guy that's into it. Well, they cost a lot of money.
I thought maybe it was red, but you said it's copper. I thought maybe it was red, and I said, you said it was copper.
No, that's copper, propeller there. Prop.
Yes, they clear the prop.
They're gonna get tied down later on.
Clear off.
Now he's in there by himself.
I don't think another man got in with him, they're gonna take pictures.
Oh, they're gonna take pictures
They
of
took
it.
pictures of the land out there where they're at.
They're out there friendly on this thing.
He wants to sell his home and build out there, and Jeannie don't want to, and I don't blame her.
Where's this at?
Well, it's about, 10 miles out of level land out there in a, all these people, these big homes have planes, they're all out there, and that's where they designated that they can stunt fly.
Oh, uh-huh.
You can see something.
There's one right there.
There's a hangar right there.
Well,
That's the airplane hangar.
well, the
There's
man
the
that,
home right there.
there's another hangar there that Billy kept visiting in, rebuilt it.
You can tell me what he's saying, I really can't understand from out here.
Is Kevin, is he the one that's
I heard
taking
that.
this?
No, somebody else is Kevin, somebody else he got to come out there. He weighed this a purpose for us, see. Cause we never did.
Here we go.
I've been out there.
Does Kevin care anything about doing stunts?
No, he flew this plane home from Dallas, here he comes. Get up there, son.
Looks like it's low, doesn't it? But that took a breath.
Yeah. He went low so he could take the picture of that. No, the other weekend Karen was out there, her and her dad flew it. And he said she got almost where she could land it.
he went to Dallas, he was down there in the show, and Kevin went home.
Now Calvin flew it home.
That seems so close to the ground to be doing that, doesn't it?
I told Billy, I said, you're gonna make JB a tape. And he said, no, 'cause he thinks I'm crazy. But I told Billy, I said, I sent the tape to JB and he saw it twice and wrote a note back and thanked us for sharing it. So I'll make it come. I don't know if he has it. We'll see how he does that. He does.
I think your body, you would have to, some people it probably bothers more than others, you know, just like when you get on a Ferris wheel. I can't stand a roller coaster.
Well, I rode this piece as long as I had any money out here at Spring Lake.
How many times?
As long as I had any money.
Really?
For you,
I went on it one time.
Is that
I
right?
said, dear God, if I ever get off this, I'll never get on again. I had been on that
I rode it
since.
all the time, as long as I had anything to ride it with.
Oh, it just tears my stomach. I feel like even my chest. No, the kids, we brought them down here for 7th, 8th grade. Last day of school, one year, and they just kept on wanting me to ride it with them. And I'd ridden this little bitty coaster, and I knew it tore me up, and I thought, well, that's real long, you know, maybe it would be so bad. Oh, well, there wasn't really.
Straighten up. Sound like something's good.
You ought to be coming in for landing. He don't have a camera on there. He comes in landing, they put a camera on there, and then they go out. I don't know where they went, but anyway.
The
They go
girl may
long
not
ways.
want to see all the country, but anyhow, they can see part of it.
He may be coming in for landing there.
Well, did Jeannie go with you riding? I mean, did she fly
Oh,
with you?
she's scared to death of this plane. I don't think she ever got in it.
Oh, really?
He wanted to come up here in it, but I don't know if Jeannie's gonna do it or not.
He's not on land yet. Line upside down.
I don't want to see Karen learning to do it. They're all into it up to the next time. Everyone
his own fine tuning, you know, be sure it's,
Yeah, he
He
does
does all,
everything.
he does all of it.
I figured, you know, if you did that, you'd want to.
Yeah.
'Cause you wouldn't
Oh,
trust
yeah,
someone
he
else.
don't trust anybody much. Some of them made 2 or 3 messes on it and he had to straighten it out.
He does his own well and everything.
Karen will have to go out there for him to teach him because that's,
Billy's time is coming in.
she comes in, I mean, she gets the passes from Kevin sometimes, don't cost her so much. But
Now, wouldn't you
sometimes
like to go up with him? Sure you would.
sometimes she
Well,
has
you'd
to
have to
pay her own money.
just take 2 drowning.
He does all the planning and
Oh, he did.
he does all the things. You have to put the skin on it.
You know, he is a very talented person anyway, isn't he, in every,
Yeah, anything he takes off, you know. You knew him, or did you know they put a hospital bed in his office and he worked out of that hospital bed for about a week.
that's what you said.
Yeah, they just carried the stuff. He said all they want is my brain. I don't do anything, just what I know.
Does he like his new job?
Yeah, he loves it. Oh, he's thrilled to death with his new salary. He calls his kids, works for him, you know. I said, oh, son, where'd you get that beautiful clock setting up on you? Oh, my kids gave me that for Christmas.
You have to show this picture to Vern. You have to show that to Vern.
Yeah, we will.
Come on, Bill, it's top of the line.
Looks like it just been more to a frazzle.
Careful, Jenny. You hurt yourself?
I don't know who people are out there. I don't know if Jenny's out there or not.
Well, I guess if you get hurt, we're pretty well covered. We have a doctor.
They're talking
We're getting
the
out of
little
the job.
girl, Jenny.
Make him land. Oh, she's trying to flip. Here comes the plane, Jenny.
Jenny.
Up that way. Here it comes. Tip her now. Turn around, you're gonna miss it. There it is.
You know how he started out learning how to maneuver a plane like this? Flying one of those models with a control,
yeah.
and he made it do all these kind of things. That cost him a lot. That's what he did when he lived in Seagraves.
He may be coming in for that. Maybe he is this time.
Yeah, he's coming in.
It's bound.
Y'all won't see any more of it over the country? Got time? I mean,
All he does
Yeah,
now,
well, let him see some of it, honey. You can always stop it.
You want to see some of it?
well, he's gonna stop at the plane and see if he gives a little bit better. He's gonna talk a little bit, I think, when he gets out.
This is a little short movie made specifically for Lubbock and Bucks
I see him now.
about aerobatics. This is a little airport you're looking at. The runway is in the center. There are 3 houses on the north side, and there are 2 houses, all with hangars, on the south side. And this highway is the Clovis Highway, 5 miles northwest of Shallowater, Texas. We have a aerobatic box here, which allows us to do rolls on takeoff and all kinds of low altitude work in practice for air shows, as well as fly up to 3,000 feet above the airport under special permission by the ATC, Air Traffic Control. We'll be doing some of that for you today. Now it's Fiesta time.
Fiesta time.
He's got his own radio show, you know that?
No, I don't.
Every Monday morning, he's on the
On the radio hour, I think, advertising the hospital.
He had Karen on there one Monday with she was there. She was sure enjoyed it.
What does he do?
It's more or less advertising. The day that I was there, he was on. He was telling about the kind of mattresses for people who have back problems and things like that. That was his whole show.
Oh,
You know.
There's my friend Van White, who helped me build the aircraft, build the thing over a period of 13 years, and he's tending his pecan trees. It's an architect's home, oil man's home, small oil man, nice guys, Van's house. And this belongs to a retired Air Force fighter pilot, decorated hero from the Vietnam conflict. And this home belongs to one of our local bankers.
There's your jackpot.
This is the little home-built airplane built for the most part in this hangar and in a hangover level end.
Pretty.
That's
I'd
one
like
he
to take
built.
the major credit for it, although Van White was a great help, especially in the wing and final assembly components. It's a Swick T, about 35 pounds of an original Taylorcraft 1940 model was used to form up the fuselage, and the remainder is built from the ground up. It has 180 horsepower and custom-made wooden
That was
pump.
160.
Back here is another aircraft in construction.
Van White's making that back
Dan
there. I
is
saw
building
that
this
the
one.
other
It's
day.
a Bucher
That's what he
Young,
did look last time I seen him.
designed originally in Germany. This is a post-war version built in Spain. Now being completely rebuilt, will have 200 horsepower. This is a little airplane outdoors ready to fly demonstration once I get the camera inside the aircraft. There's a very good reason for the asymmetrical star on top of the wing. It's for contest reasons, and maybe we can discuss that during the meeting.
That's it.
All right, here we go now.
But they're
Y'all
gonna
see
fly a
any more
little.
of it?
Yeah.
Sitting here at Big Hill
They just
Airport.
circle out on the country and
Well,
take pictures.
Aircraft's ready to go. Contact. Contact again.
He'll be tickled if you saw this.
Vernon
It
get
always
it.
pleases him when
Vernon get it bang out. It's a missing now.
Vern will have to come out to your house to see it more.
Yeah, I don't think he has VCR. I don't think he has one.
Probably don't, because I doubt anybody's got cameras. They don't anybody have cameras, and you don't transfer and do any. If our kids, you know, Billy and Lori and Loretta all have cameras.
Then the spark plug comes about $100 a piece.
Take off, son. Is he moving?
No, he's not moving yet.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
going towards the
he
end.
must be going out to take
He
off.
said he's about the end of the runway.
Now he's getting over there. Yeah. Got a camera inside, that's good. I ain't leveled off. You know if you turn over, there you go. When you turn it over, now you're pretty close to the ground. You're pretty close to the ground one day. They turn over again. Imagine that old farmers out there wondering what's wrong with them.
They're used to that, cause this is where they do this is designated. Cause see, there's an army airport not far from them, and they have to be real careful about it. They're designated to certain areas.
They turn over again. Almost went over.
See, I think he's got someone in there with him now.
Yeah.
That's who he's talking to.
It may be on level. On the highway.
Linda, you've never been to West Texas? You never been to West
Yeah.
Texas? You know that then? Like Debbie said, he doesn't like West Texas, but it's he said it's a great place to fly. I wouldn't want, I live in Border, and I don't have all Texas I needed in Border, Texas.
Now, Daddy, you said it wasn't nothing between you and the North Pole.
Huh?
Daddy, you said it wasn't nothing between you and the North Pole.
No, Bill did his job for me like supposed to do. Working on up on a loading rack, you know, and it's cold.
We had a neighbor that went out, he had this great job cutting up out Boynton, and he went out there and they stayed 2 months. He said it's too cold for him. He come back.
We stayed 18 months out there. Bill came in one night, you want to go back to Oklahoma?
Well, he said he was on trial, you know, if he wanted to stay or not. He wasn't for sure. He heard so much about it. And he said he sure enough did it out there.
Oh, and stinks. Stinks, old gal.
And turn over again.
In fact, I cried the first night I got out there.
They go over again.
Mm-hmm.
80 miles an hour.
$500 too. They go over again, a party. Had another that. They go live in there now. Line up on the side. You get away from that hospital and relax in this thing.
And wine.
Oh, he's sure aged, boy. Oh, not better.
He's upside down there, isn't he?
No, I don't think so, no. Now he's turned over. He's rocking him now. He'll be back in pretty quick. Trouble with me, I get lost out there. I don't know where I was at. Out of town.
Maybe seven.
I don't know. Yeah, he's over town now. Might be New York. It's probably Denver City. He may be down Denver City or Lebanon or Seabreeze or Plain. Look around and look at his airplane, don't it?
That is funny, isn't it? You get up there and look around.
Looks like it's slowing down. Looks like it's gonna fire in the hospital.
That van that helped him build that airplane, he said never missed a day coming to the
You care
hospital
if
to
I
see
see
him.
that?
Huh?
Let me see that for a second. I was gonna see how it looked, you know,
Oh.
bigger.
And,
Look at him
Oh,
now.
that
Looks
does
like it's
help,
on the
doesn't
ground.
it?
but Bill, huh?
Looks like it's right on the highway.
Probably is. December the 4th, 88.
Here you go. That does make it nice. I didn't know you could blow it up like that.
Read it better, can't you?
Inserting some shots from the ground here of this boring taxi.
North Carolina.
The quality won't be quite as good because it'll be third generation.
Now this is what, Carolyn?
This is gonna be first generation you're
That
watching.
WF Trogdon
Taxi
got
body.
it together. I think it's 1920 or,
Well, would you say this was what, family of Trogdon what?
yeah, Trogdon family.
Is it, I'm gonna write that on there so I can tell the kids what I got.
See, and then these other people took it from there.
Build it and fix it.
Well, they started at the beginning because they put that stuff in there too, but
Different than this, but it was a good experience. I'm in the process now teaching my daughter how to fly a tail dragger. And hardly was
You know what he said? Teaching his daughter to run the fly that
tail dragger.
That's what he's gonna do.
Turn over here, now I'll look out the right.
and him have this,
That's all of it.
yeah, turn it off. It's good that him and Karen has this contact together. Now she goes out there and she'll say, Daddy and I had the best time. Well, you know, if they didn't have something like that, she'd be bored stiff, you know? She said she went out there one weekend to fly. It was real bad weather, she didn't get to.
There we go.
Okay.
Now you gotta get to talking and telling her a little bit.
Talk to Oma.
Oh, yeah, I'll talk to him. Hi, sis. This is your brother Bill. Don't you see the smile on his face?
The shoes is not on.
See my, you know what this is here? That, Carol and her daughter's here. And we've been having a lot of conversation going on.
Taking pictures and showing slides.
Yeah, eating hamburgers and what have you.
We didn't have
But
any.
anyway, I hope you're getting along okay up there.
Tell her about Christine.
Yeah, go ahead talking. I'm
What?
Tell her about Christine.
Oh yeah, Christine. Well, she's just still about the same, Oma. She's had a lot of problems like most of us.
Scared to
She-
death.
She calls us back the other day. If you don't, well, I check on her. She's waiting too long to call. But anyway, we're doing okay, and I hope you are.
Tell her that they're taking tapes of, they're taking slides of all the boys, things that the boys has got in their books, in their books. The girls are.
Yeah, well, you can tell them on that. You know more about that.
No,
than I do.
I'm not under there in front of it. You go ahead and tell them.
Well, I know, but they can hear you from way over there. I don't know what they're
Can
doing.
Yeah, she can hear you.
Hear me talking to him?
Yep.
Oh.
You're talking to her all the time because it picked up the sound.
Alma, we really have been having a real good time today. The girls just went through all of my albums and took, what do you call them, slides? Or
Video
copies or video, videotapes of us talking and then copying. She's got their copying machine and they've copied a lot of the things that, out of our albums. And I got a pretty good box full, haven't I? So, you'll have to, you'll have to go out and let the girls, if you feel like it, and let the girls show it because they've just got through taping Billy, doing his stunt plane flying in his airplane, and they got that all down, so we figured you and Vern might like to see them sometime.
Well, it's all on the same tape.
Tell her
Even
about your
on the
kids
whole thing.
too.
Tell her about the kids,
Yeah.
tell them about Karen graduating today and all that.
Oh, yeah. Our last granddaughter got through college, believe it or not. She
Today,
graduates today, I think. Bill's down there. And he bought him a new boat. And he pulled it all the way from Lubbock down there. They're going to have fun for a couple of days.
tell them what about Kevin.
And Kevin, I think he's off this weekend. He's doing a lot of flying. I think he has to fly about 72 hours a week, something like that. Yeah, 3 days, I think 3 days off, and 3 or 4 off. I don't know how they arrange that, but anyway, he keeps pretty busy. He bought him a 5-acre tract down there with a nice home on it. And he's got a couple of horses and dogs and cats and rabbits and ducks. But
No, you don't have no rabbits.
it came a flood down there and washed the ducks away.
Yeah, it did. He got her a rabbit for her birthday. She took the rabbit and traded it for 2 little goslings, little ducks. And he said, "Oh, Grandma, they're just little yellow water things, you know." And it came this. They got a lake on this 5 acres, and the rain got up so big, of course, these little, and they don't know what happened to the goslings.
no.
They lost them. But they've ordered some,
Swim them down the river, huh?
yeah, they got them, ordered some, what is that kind that he ordered?
No,
Mallard, what, isn't it, Mallard duck?
Mallard
Well, he
ducks.
ordered me some of them, they haven't come in yet. So, maybe they won't get washed away.
well, if that had been old ducks, they'd have probably knows what to do, swim
Yeah.
out, but them goslings, you know, they just went with the water and they just floated
Right on.
off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, she said she couldn't find them anywhere.
anyway, I hope they're having fun down there boating.
Tell about JB and his family.
You know, tell her where JB is. Tell her where JB is.
Oh, yeah, JB, he's retiring next, I guess it's this week,
No,
isn't it?
it's next week. Has a big dinner next week, retirement dinner.
Yeah, JB's retiring. After 32 years of government, he's retiring. And he's up in, well, he had to make a trip up in Washington State, and he's back to Salt Lake now visiting his kids and grandkids. So I guess he'll be home tomorrow.
He's gonna
No,
have,
he'll be home Monday, day Saturday.
tonight they're having a hamburger fry at Angie's.
Yeah, but anyway, he'd be home. We was hoping he'd come back down here and when he retired, but there's no chance now. He bought him a home up in Maryland, and so he'll be settling down up there.
Or goodbye, when we can turn it off.
Yeah, we've run out of anything to talk about, sis. So call us when you feel like it and you got the money to pay the bill.
That might be now. Phone bills are high, aren't they?
Huh?
Those phone bills get high, don't they?
Oh, I had when Billy was sick, I had a $77 long distance bill. Sometime I called him twice a day. I mean, it's so bad, I just couldn't
Yeah.
stand it. Sometimes he wasn't able to talk maybe a couple of minutes, but they run out in a hurry anyway, 'cause I didn't wait for the weekend rates, you know, just go ahead and call him all through the week, and it ran up long. But you know what, Melinda, that bill sits here just like this. We can't do anything, we don't, not able to go anywhere, and all we got is our pictures and tapes and, the telephone calls, and we keep up with them, and that's,
Yeah.
I said,
Your entertainment.
yeah, and I told Dad, that's all I get out of my money, the doctors and the drug dealers getting the rest of it.
Yeah,
And they
really.
are, all of it.
Yeah.
One prescription that Billy had me to get was $52. One prescription. I spent that one month over $100 for this medicine. And, so I never do worry about too much, 'cause that's the only thing, only connection we've got.
Yeah.
You're quitting, Carolyn?
No.
Still going, huh?
Yeah, I'm still going.
Yeah, since we moved to Slime, our phone bills now
You have to call all of them long
Yeah,
distance,
every
don't
day
you?
is long distance.
Yeah, see, well, that's what Joanne said about Kevin. He didn't live very far from us, but he was in a different town, and he had his long distance every time he called his
Yeah,
mother.
that's how
But where he's at now, see, they had these 2 horses, and they hard them kept, and everything, and they're a long ways from them. And now then, since they was renting, you know, now since he's bought his place in the 5 acres, he's got his horses, and he don't have long distance call to call his mother, and so she said, even though it's that big a place, he's gonna live cheaper,
Yeah.
you know, and it's his, and so they're thrilled to death.
Yeah.
But it'd been, he growed up, and he's just worked his head off. Said one of the windows is, shrubs was up over it, you couldn't tell there's a window there, and he just trimmed and cut and
Yeah, well,
Joanne said this morning, I talked to her, she said, he didn't get home till 2 o'clock yesterday, and she said he's worked every minute trying to get everything just so for today, mowing all that stuff.
Yeah, he'd be gray-headed by the time he gets it paid out for it.
Well, I told you heard me tell what happened to the man that they got it from. The man that they bought it from is, was an airline pilot too, but he got Alzheimer's disease. so then they got it from them. And they moved to Florida. I was telling you, about Joanne having such a good trip. Did you hear me telling about
Yeah,
that?
she heard that.
Telling about Joanne having such a good trip with them.
Yeah.
So Kevin told us, he said, Grandma, I'll come up here and get you and bring you back if you'll just come down. So far we haven't went yet. Can't. But
We're
I
all
told
the
Dad
same
I'm just
line.
gonna take my pills one of these days and go.
We're all in the same side.
He just goes every place. I don't know where all he goes. He goes to New York, he goes to the West Coast, he goes up to Salt Lake, but he said he never had time. He doesn't call us, he says, I just don't have time to get off the plane and call, time to keep going.
Yeah.
And he had never had a time to call the kids in Salt Lake, because they're going on.
Yeah.
And, so one time Joanne said he called her from the airplane, you know. Can't hear you very good, Kevin. He said, well, no wonder. And I'm told how many thousands feet he was up in the air.
Billy called us one Sunday morning, you know, and it's kind of static, you know. I couldn't hear very good, and I said, where you at? He said, I'm over Washington, D.C.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he called, he was on one of them 747, one of the big ones.
Yeah, he had to go up there on a meeting.
Went to New York,
Went
was
to New
coming
York
home.
for a meeting. He didn't like New York. Oh, they didn't like New York. Huh? Yeah, he said JB just an old, going back there and just going an old Easterner, and he don't care for Easterners.
You know that JB, he bought this home back there, and he paid almost $250,000. Well, 246,000 and something, so that's almost $250,000. Well, we'll have to stay there now.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, it's 3 stories. And imagine when he gets as old as we are, how he's gonna get up them steps.
You know, that's what already I say, well, Kent, we better do this, we're gonna be here, we better fix it before
Yeah.
that time comes.
Well, look at Bill and I. If we didn't have ours pretty well where he could kind of take care of it, you sure as world can't do anything. And I'm like, ours is granddaughter. Dana.
Mm-hmm.
She lives over here in Bethany, and they bought a house over there, and they had just went and covered that all over. It's real pretty. They just worked and painted and fixed, and so we was going through it, and she's showing us, and we got to the back to the master bedroom, she got to the bathroom, and she said, we've never got this bathroom yet, 'cause we decided this is just the color we like. This is hard, it couldn't go any farther.
The harder they got, the prettier it
Yeah,
got,
it
huh?
got pretty nice, 'cause it's just hard. I think I've got things in those books that will surprise the boys when they find out I've got it all.
I bet so too.
Yeah, I don't think they'll realize it.
You ever see so many pictures in one home?
Yeah. So I need to put mine in albums now and
Yeah.
keep doing it as
It's,
I go.
if you ever get them done up, and then
Yeah.
just keep them done, that's the way,
Yeah.
it took me all winter, one winter, and I had this table, just pictures, and I tried, and you put them
Keep 'em
like
ordered.
in their order, and, I just had this table
I
covered in
didn't
pictures.
get over 5 4 and I forgot it over 2 4. That turned out pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah, you got them all anyway, that's good. Look, man. Machine this.
Sis, you know this? JB.
Yeah, he's got a great big picture of like this. He took it, I'll let him take it, and he's got it on his wall.
That, been a long time that was, where'd you find them?
Oh, I've got them in his book.
Or where did you find them when you were lost, I thought?
No, that's not the ones lost. The ones lost is J.D. and Billy. It isn't lost. I've got it somewhere. I'll just stuck it. If I ever find it, Carolyn, do you mind if I send it to you?
What's that?
The picture of Billy and
Oh,
J.D.
yeah,
If
go
I ever find
ahead,
it.
yeah,
If
go
I-
ahead.
Boy, I looked young there, didn't you?
You was
pretty
young.
young.
You was pretty young. You can tell right there, JB's not all mouthy and smiley like Billy. JB's always been pretty solid. He's pretty good there though. That was enough. See this picture here? This man took it to have it made. I'm gonna finish it. Well, it was so good that he didn't bring it back. We had to hunt it, and we hunted. And the lady told me, said I was over in Capitol Hill, and we live in Northtown. And she said he came to the door with that for advertising his work.
She knew.
And yeah, and so we got him that way. So he put a beautiful frame on it then, and
Yeah.
let us have it back.
That's funny.
Yeah, he was using it for advertising of his work.
You ought to give it to you free, ought to.
Yeah, he should have. Wasn't very much, I can't remember, because it wasn't much, we wouldn't have had any money. You didn't know that thing was a-going.
No, I've got it from back here.
It'll just get the top of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good enough, and that's bad.
This is a neat one, yeah.
Back, but what I'll do,
But you get over there by
And,
the flame cure. Who
the
made it
white
and all
on?
that.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is this is a quilt my mother made, and first she gave it to Iris. Well, then Gerald's mother made one just like it and gave to Iris. So then she turns around and gave it to me. And then this is my quilt rack that JB made me. Bought me, so I could display my quilt. And I guess that's just about all I know about it, but there's a lot of stitches. Also, I have another one that you have a picture of, Melinda, that I helped Mother make. She thought she'd never get it done, so I brought some of the quilt scraps out and helped her make it. Then she didn't know how she's going to get it quilted. Well, my neighbor in our neighborhood, we quilted. Every week we quilted. So I brought it back out home, and the ladies and we quilted that for Mother. So when Mother died, when they was getting her quilts, I said, I want the one that I helped her make. So that's how I got it. And then she gave me this, and because girls nowadays are not very interested in this kind of things. And they didn't want this quilt. So she let me have it. So it's going to be a real problem when the time comes to know what to do with them, because I've got so many people who I would just love to give them to, see. Yeah, I've got 4 granddaughters, and I don't have 4 of everything. And so it's really, for me, I don't know hardly what to do with all of it. Anyway, that's, I guess, about it. Okay. Yeah, and that's the doily. That's the doily my mother made. These are pictures of my Christmas cards that Billy and his wife Jeannie. This is the little boy praying over his cat. And this, Billy says, this little boy, it does just exactly like kids do when you examine them. He wants to be sure he sees what you do. And then this one over here is wrapping the little angel is wrapping a scarf around the little duck. And I thought those were all so cute. These pictures is when Kevin graduated from the military school in New Mexico, military school in New Mexico.
Now, are those little pins also, or some that come off her dress or something?
Those aren't, these are. These came off of mother's blouses, but those I had. I just filled in with those butterflies. And I made our one just like it. So when anything happens to me, she wants both of them so she can have a pair.
Mm-hmm.
These little ducks. She made these. Lily gave me this pin says American Airlines. JV gave me this little pin says quality.
That's cute.
Yeah. And I went to the Bahamas. I saw this basket and I said, oh, I think that is so pretty. I'd love to have that basket, but I don't have the money to buy it. So we just went on. The next day she said, let's go back down and see that basket, because I know Melody loves to have that basket. She bought it and took it home. When my birthday came, I got the basket. Hospital down at Seagraves, and he painted that while he was in Billy's hospital and gave it to me. And I went over there from Iris's house to Billy, and it was sitting on the TV, and I said, oh, what a beautiful picture. Joanne said, well, I wouldn't have it, but it's yours anyhow. And it didn't have the frame around it. I got the frame, but after I got this room fixed with the yellow curtains and the trees show out so good.
They do,
Yeah, these are my two granddaughters. Lori made that top one when she was about 10 or 11 years old. Loretta made the bottom one after they moved away.
That's pretty.
Yeah, that's cute, huh? No, somebody did, but she bought it
That is good.
because she thought that would be so pretty on my quilts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, match my quilts, and I keep it on there. But you know,
Cat.
yeah, but I have to stay in bed so much still. We just roll the bedspread out and build, you know, put it down, and these I keep over there.
Okay, I'll put them back.
But I
there.
can't, I crocheted this. I want to show you the one that Loretta crocheted.
Crochet this?
Loretta.
That's JB's girl.
Yeah. Yeah, Loretta crocheted that for me. And she said, I don't know how come it got so big, Grandma, but it just got bigger and bigger.
Was it because Lucer's did?
Yeah, I guess so. But I have used it, and it's
Pretty.
it's really, I loved it so much.
That's why Pam crocheted me one when she first started.
I never have
crocheting.
understood just how she done that. Those kids, when they share for family reunion, they just took that camera, they went, oh, they just took everything all over the house. Angie took a picture of the cedar chest, because she's here one time by herself, and I said, oh, she's taking on all that cedar chest. And I said, honey, would you like to have my cedar chest? And, oh, yes. So I told JB, and he said, well, she'll have to figure out how to get it. So Keith said, don't worry, we'll come and get it. I wondered what fell last night when I shut the door, and the sign, the 50th anniversary. This card, did you see this old hound dog? Karen sent me that when I see it.
Did you get these for your 50th?
Yeah, I got the salt and pepper shakers. Billy sent that one and that one both at a different time.
That camera don't take the dust, does it? Just
No,
take the
it
picture.
doesn't take the dust. I'll tell you, it does, when you got a lot of knickknacks. It takes a lot of time dusting them
yeah.
down, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the reason. See, we had a bed here, see, and I just said,
We'll take a picture of it again.
and see, this is full down.
Oh, well, are you okay? That was that lift. You
Oh.
know, that little handle.
Yeah. See, all of it's full down there. No, what is going to do with all that stuff? So cute, I got, Gerald give me some money and said, why don't you go get you something?
Well.
And
nice.
I got, he'd say, go down to Mamie's and get you something. That was a gift shop, see. So all three pictures and glasses is from Gerald. And I remember all that stuff. There's a lot of
Memories with it.
Yeah,
isn't it?
memories.
Mhm.
And then see that thing that's got the little
Girl.
Hawaiian, but I forgot how you said it. But Gerald gave me some money, and I went and got that down to Mimi, see. He was so good. He was all... Karen, did you see that? That's her one. Brought this from Old Mexico. She brought this from Jamaica. She brought this from Old Mexico. And she brought this from California. See, that's why my house is full, and I don't have bought none of this stuff.
Now, who got you the little,
And Billy brought the clown from Old Mexico, and they gave me these two, that little lantern and that little candle.
that's cute, isn't it?
One time, targets, they said, can I help you?
That feathers or something?
No, it's silk flowers.
Oh, I see,
That's
from
what
down
every-
there.
Darlene and Ronnie bought that, but JB got that one, and that's why I put it.
What year did you get it?
Senator Don Nichols from Palmer City just
I
sent.
thought that was glass there at first when I looked at that. So I felt. Be sure to get it
Yeah, I
tapped
gotta
now.
get those.
Those were all given to him. The
I
red
meant
ones
to
from
bring
her.
him one too.
And,
It was getting kind of dusty and I dusted them, before. So I just tapped them all together and put them in a jar.
come on over here and I'll talk to Vern. And you can stand here and act like you're bossing me.
No. Go ahead.
Go ahead and you can say something to him too.
Hello, Vern. We just had a wonderful day with the girls today. Wished you could have been here with us. And just talked to Iris. She wished she could have been here with us. It's a shame we couldn't all be together more. And but the girls has got a lot of things. If you ever go out there, she took a tape of Billy's stunt flying. If you ever get out there, they'll show you how he whips that thing around. And so we've had a real good day. And hope you're feeling better. And I'm still dragging these legs, so I'm going to make it all right. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
No, showing your legs.
Mm-hmm. They're all not gone. These are here for a year.
What are those?
Boy, you have to ask the wife. I don't know.
They're pretty. Are they morning glories?
I know that plant costs $10. This used to be a big formosa tree here. I mean, real big. And it died, they had to cut it down. I'm just letting them vines grow on it.
That honeysuckle, boy, it smells good.
There's the patio and the storm cell over there. It don't look like very much right now. It come in handy if we have a tornado.
Yeah.
And the crepe myrtles about ready to start blooming out back there, you can see.
Mm-hmm.
They used to be real big, tall trees down there. They cut them back, and that's just the new stuff that came out. It's real pretty when it gets it bloomed out. Before we go around like that,
Yeah.
I've done that to hide my neighbor's building. See the old building there?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. Anyway, I built all that. I'll build all that more.
This part right here?
Yeah, this flat part, well, I built the whole thing.
Oh, yeah?
See, the house used to be just like that part right there, went straight on, I built out that whole on there. That's before.